Let me start this vlog by saying that this is not the best time to be flying through Amsterdam. A week before my flight, I heard rumblings of staff shortages that were causing record-breaking delays and lines. Luckily, coming through the Schengen zone meant that I didn't have to go through the immense and insane immigration line, but I did wait about 40 minutes for my baggage to arrive, and that was with priority tags. Finally out of the airport, I was impressed to see a fleet of all luxury taxis with prices to match. It cost 55 euros to go from the airport to the center of town where I was staying. I've made it to Amsterdam. I just got to my hotel. I'm staying in the Soho House, which I'm really happy about because I just joined as like a Friends member, which is like a second class member basically of the Soho House, but you need to join in order to book the rooms now around the world. And when I was looking at hotels in Amsterdam, everything was really expensive, but actually surprisingly the Soho House was not that expensive. Now, I believe this is a 5-star hotel. However, you don't really get like 5-star service. For example, I had to lug my heavy suitcases up the stairs to come in. Nobody helped me bring them upstairs to this room, but that's okay. So I'm staying in a room that's called the Tiny Plus, and honestly, I actually thought that the room would be even smaller than it is. Like on the Soho House website, they hardly have any pictures of the room, so I felt like, all right, I don't know exactly what I'm getting, but I'm pleasantly surprised. Yes, the room is small, but it has such high ceilings that it actually feels really spacious. I'm going to turn the camera around, give you the full tour, as I'm kind of just discovering it as well, because I literally walked in about 1 minute ago. So, let me give you the tour of my tiny room. Alright, so from the door, my room is on the first floor, like which is kind of the second floor if we're talking about American floors. And immediately to the left, you have the sink area with these cowshed products and an amenity kit as well. Guys, if you've never had Marvis toothpaste, this was something I used to be obsessed with as a kid. I remember when my dad went to Italy, I asked him to bring me back Marvis toothpaste. It's an Italian classic toothpaste that tastes really good. So you have a full big vanity mirror here. So the bathroom is obviously split up in that sense because in this little room commode you have the toilet, and then over here you have the shower with a rainfall shower. And oh my god, look at all of these products. Is this all for me? Hold on, I want to like check that out. What is all this stuff? A million different types of shampoo, shower gel, conditioner. Wow, okay, that's a lot for one person. And then here is my little lovely bedroom. This is my home for the next 4 nights. And as I said, it's a small room, but look at how high the ceiling is. I don't know if you can get a full appreciation of that from this camera angle, but the ceiling is really big. And so it makes the room not feel so cramped. And again, it's small, but look at these kind of cute touches like the antique rotary phone. And you have this, what is that called? Like a radio music player thing that's vintage as well. And then, wow, actually I have a view. Oh my god, I have a view. Here's the view from my room. Wow, I actually was not expecting to have a view when they told me that I was on the first floor, but I'm literally right over the canal. How amazing is that? And it's really quiet. The windows must be soundproof. I think for sure they are. They're like double glazed. So, wow, really not expecting that. Honestly, when they told me that I was on the first floor, my expectations went down quite a lot. And over here we have a decent sized TV and a coffee maker and like basically almost a full-on bar. Look at all of this stuff. And a nice cabinet area if I were to take out my clothes from my suitcase. I'm not sure. I actually have no real storage space for the suitcase, but that's okay. As I was giving this tour, I forgot to point out that this room also does actually have a bit of storage space here in this closet where I can put one of my suitcases, unpack a little bit. I don't want to unpack too much because it was like a whole day affair packing my suitcases when I left Barcelona, and everything is jammed in so tight. But I guess I actually have no choice. I mean, I'm here for 4 nights and I do need to change my clothes at some point. So anyway, and also wait, one more thing I wanted to show. Look at this, I just discovered on the bed. I'm trying to keep the camera in a place with good lighting, but my arm is getting tired from holding it. Look, there was like a little amenity bag on the bed that has some stuff. I don't know what this is. It's really heavy. You know, like when you get a gift and you shake it and you feel like, oh, it must be a good gift because it's heavy. But it's something with skincare, Soho Skin, and then some other little things too, lip balm. It's like a flight first class kit, and this is really heavy. So I'm gonna check out what is in this when I have both use of my hands. In the meantime, so I'm really pleasantly surprised with this room. I'm paying about, on average, I think like 280 euros a night or something like that. So around $300 a night. For my 4 nights, I guess was around $1,200, something along those lines. And included in that rate was a free bottle of rosé or champagne on the rooftop. And the reason that I'm actually really excited to be staying here at the Soho House is that since I'm traveling alone, as I always do, the Soho House is a really good social place to meet people. I mean, in addition to it having a hotel, it's more actually a club. So people who are members come here and they have events and they have the rooftop pool and they have a members area. So it's kind of also like conducive to co-working a bit as well. And just very cool vibes. I mean, the Soho House is famous. If you guys know it, then you know it. And this is my first time ever staying in a Soho House property. And I'm honestly, like, my expectations were really low when I came in, when nobody helped me with the luggage. But now, being in this room and being pleasantly surprised by the illusion of spaciousness with the high ceiling and the fact that I have a view, even though I'm only on like the second floor, right over the canal. I mean, and also the location couldn't be better. I am right in the heart of Amsterdam. Like, you cannot get more central than my location. The Dam Square and Palace and all of that is like 10 meters away. I mean, I'm just right in the heart of things. So I'm really happy to be here. I think I'm gonna just walk around today, get my bearings a little bit, and the city is so picturesque and beautiful. Forgive the fact that my hair looks absolutely insane right now, but I've actually spent the last maybe hour or so taking a nap because I realized I've actually been awake since 7 a.m. today, and it's been a really full day. It's now actually, believe it or not, almost 10 p.m. and the sun has still not fully set. That is just insane to me. I don't think I've ever experienced this, at least in my recollection in my adult life, of days that just go on and on and on. Obviously, Spain was similar, but I think the sun had been setting around 9:30. Here it's even later. So I just felt like I needed to rest and recuperate a bit, and I was sweating so much. It's really hot today. I think it's almost 90 degrees. And I just wanted to get a feel for the city, so I walked around and I just felt like, wow, the city is so beautiful. I mean, it's so picturesque. And it was also really, really busy. There were so many people out and about on terraces, on the sidewalk, drinking. Even just below the hotel, people are sitting right by the canal, just hanging out, drinking and chilling. It's a very social city, at least it seems that way in the summertime. And I'm not sure if I want to do something tonight because, as I said, I'm a bit tired and I'm also not feeling 100%. I have a bit of a headache. I don't know if it's from drinking earlier today as I was traveling or really what is going on with my body and my head right now, but maybe it would be better if I just rest, which feels like a waste because I'm only here for a total of 4 nights. So it's like I don't have that much time, and I feel like I want to do as much as possible. But on the other hand, I'm here by myself, and so sometimes there's this dilemma of, okay, well, what should I do? And furthermore, I'm staying at the Soho House, which is like the coolest place that you can be usually in any city. So if I wanted to, I could also just go and hang out at the bar here or the rooftop or whatever. I don't even have to leave the hotel to necessarily meet people. But I'm kind of, I think, needing to take it easy a little bit. And so I've started to make myself a cup of tea and just discover even more little hidden gems about this room I want to show you. So I made myself a cup of tea, and they have the loveliest little china set. And then here you have the Nespresso pods, you have tea, you have sugar, and then in this tin I found little cookies. Like the Soho House is a British brand, it's a British company, but they really have those types of British touches. The Brits love their tea and cookies or whatever they call them there. I'm basically just luxuriating in this bed right now. It feels so good to be in a comfortable bed like this after the last over a month in Barcelona. Not because my Airbnb was uncomfortable per se, but it just didn't have the right vibe and energy for me. And yes, actually, the bed was rather uncomfortable. And just like sinking into a big, giant hotel bed like this makes me so happy. And a big TV in front of me that has the French channel TV5 Monde, which is the only cable channel that I ever watch anywhere in the world, more or less. I don't even have to go out to feel happy and good, but on the other hand, I do not want to waste my time here, my limited time in Amsterdam. This city is so beautiful, but again, this is my view from my bed, so I can't complain. Good morning from Amsterdam. Today is Saturday, so it's my first full day in Amsterdam. And I went down to the reception to ask for a breakfast recommendation. I said, can you recommend somewhere that is cute, not super busy? And I'm actually really surprised because I think it's already almost 10 a.m. and the city, at least compared to yesterday afternoon when I was walking around, seems so much more quiet. And so I'm headed now kind of to the north of the city. It's about a 20-minute walk, and I just can't help but feel like as I walk along these canals that I'm like in a storybook, fairy tale city, like in a painting. This city is so picturesque and pretty, and I'm just absolutely obsessed with it. Like the vibe here is so peaceful and chill, and I don't know, like it's just really nice. It's so inspiring from a creative and artistic point of view to take pictures and to film. Like just everything is so quaint and so beautiful. So I don't know really what my plans are today other than just walking around, discovering. That's kind of the way that I like to experience a city in general. And it's lovely. Hey guys, good morning. Today is Sunday. I've been a little bit sick since getting to Amsterdam, actually. I don't know if it was just the stress of travel and bringing those suitcases down 7 flights of stairs or if I just caught like a little bug. But basically, I've kind of had a sore throat and a headache almost all day yesterday that was sort of affecting a lot of my time here. But I did try to rally last night. There was an event happening at the Soho House. I got dressed up. I went upstairs because really there's no excuse not to go to a party when all you have to do is go up the elevator. But I got up there and it was so packed with people and the music was absolutely atrocious. Like it was this kind of aggressive hip hop that was not conducive to dancing. And so I basically stayed just about 15 minutes, then went back down to my room. I was like, I can't handle this. But that party went on, I think, until about 1:30 in the morning, and I could hear the thumping bass even from my bedroom, which was like 3 floors down. So I was having a lot of trouble sleeping. And now I've woken up rather late today because I needed to take sleeping pills to finally fall asleep. So it's 10:30, and I'm having my coffee in my bed right now. Mm. And I'm just sort of trying to figure out what to do today because the weather surprisingly has changed quite a lot from the last couple days. Right now it's gray, it's 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so I don't have warm weather clothes. I mean, I've been in Spain in the summertime here for the last month plus, and even as I said, the last couple days it's been warm here. So we've had this rather dramatic weather shift, and also in the weather forecast today is supposed to be rain intermittently, which is a little bit worrisome because I booked an Airbnb experience today for a boat tour Canal. It's the #1 boat tour in Amsterdam, like super, super highly rated. So I've really been looking forward to that because I know that I would get great video, great photo from that. I thought, okay, this is going to be like the one experience and thing that I do in Amsterdam. So I think that if it rains, it might get canceled. So I'm hoping that's not the case. But anyway, I feel like I'm better enough now that I can go to the gym here, do a bit of a workout, have breakfast, and see sort of just how the day unfolds. So that's the update on day 2.5/3 in Amsterdam. Tomorrow is my last full day in Amsterdam. Tomorrow is also my birthday, and I have no plans for that particularly, but really I'm just enjoying being here, like in a really luxurious hotel in a new city which I've never been before, and I'm really enchanted by Amsterdam. I find that this city is so quaint, so picturesque, so beautiful, so easy and enjoyable to walk around. And yesterday I wanted to film, but I was a little bit too lazy. I was walking around and there are these two bookstores, one right next to another, and they just have the most vast collection of art books and magazines, and I'm like, oh my God, this is my place. I am such a bibliophile. I love I love books. I love tangible books. I love magazines. I love photography books, all of that. So I was a bit in heaven yesterday and just reminding me how cool Amsterdam is. Like, this is such a cosmopolitan, hipster, trendy city, and it feels really, really cool to be here. So I'm going to enjoy the most that I possibly can with my time here while being just a little bit under the weather and also being a bit cold, literally, today as well. Luckily, by the afternoon, the sky had cleared and we set off on the canal tour.
Just imagine, 1600, 420 years ago, we actually made a plan for the city. Amsterdam is the first planned city in the world. But the first two canals, the Heren and this canal, were going to be residential. And the third canal was going to be a working canal, the Prinsengracht. Right? And since all of these houses originally were built without a sewer, these canals, apart from being used for transportation and for water management, were also used as an open sewer. It almost worked. In summer, this place must have been smelly, stinking even. Here, the merchants here started to borrow money, for instance, to the King of Spain, who was fighting this area. Right? Integrity wasn't their virtue. It wasn't their best one. Right? They just wanted to make money. Also, we love to sell arms to both sides in a conflict, or borrow money to both sides in a conflict. Right? All those lands were guaranteed. Right? And Amsterdam was very quickly becoming very, very rich. So we also started to attract people, intellectuals and artists, and soon Amsterdam was the center of the world. We were the most important city in the world at that time.
So this is super awkward because I'm on the bow of this boat, but I'm with a bunch of people. However, this boat tour is absolutely gorgeous here. Going through the canals, even though it's a little bit rainy and gray today, It's so lovely to see Amsterdam from another point of view. This is actually the #3 rated Airbnb experience out of every Airbnb experience in the world. And I can see why. The guide is so fun and friendly. There's a ton of drinks and food along the way. And just to be cruising along here, I mean, look at this. If you come to Amsterdam, you don't need to go on a tour per se, but absolutely go to an Airbnb experience and book one of these tours. I'll put the link in the description to this one that I'm actually doing. This is, again, the one that was rated #3 in the entire world of all Airbnb experiences. And there's just no better feeling than being on a cruising boat like this, having a couple glasses of wine, and being explained all about the history of Amsterdam at a very leisurely pace. This is a small boat. We're only 10 people on it with the captain. So you really feel like it's a very personal and intimate experience as opposed to one of these big boats and cruises like that. So enjoy. Today is sadly my last day in Amsterdam. I'm walking around in the Wertheim Park. I think that may be how you pronounce it, and it is a lovely little park right next to the canal. And I just have to say, I've been so blown away from my short experience here in Amsterdam. This is my first time ever visiting the Netherlands. I hope it will not be my last, because this city is just so magically beautiful and picturesque. And it's just been lovely. It's been so nice walking around here. It's been so nice just to experience a completely new place. And I find that Amsterdam is so welcoming and so easy and just so beautiful. I mean, again, look right next to me here, walking along the canal. And everywhere that you go in Amsterdam, again, this is now summertime, but there are flowers in bloom, and just the architecture, everything is just so, so beautiful. Later that day, I decided I would be remiss not to have a traditional coffee shop experience, so I visited the 420 Cafe, and after smoking some delightful weed, I walked back to the Soho House as the sun set, casting a magical light over the city and falling in love evermore with Amsterdam.